APA 2026 Live. I'm Alex Nee, CEO of Divergence, and with me is Dr. Nathan Brown, CEO Principal of TrueBearing. We're very excited to make an announcement on one of our most trusted product, TheraQ, and I'm going to hand my mic over to Dr. Brown to tell you about the new product development with regards to TheraQ. Dr. Brown.
All right. Thank you, Alex. This is, I think, the fifth year that we've been to APA together. Good things always happen at APA, and we are just very excited about what's coming today. We want to announce the TheraQ Insight report. Those of you who have been on the platform, you know that you get it. You can get a TheraQ, which gives you graphics, which if you know what they mean, that's fine, but if you don't know what they mean, that can leave you a little lost as to what do I do with this assessment. We've taken a big...
Is this over here?
Yes. Yeah, show us this. Yes, so this is the kind of framework that we've had before, and in the TrueBearing method, we teach how to interpret it, but that's a lot of information for a clinician to kind of hold on to. So we've taken the next step with this, with the TheraQ Insights report, and what we've done is we have taken that graphic summary, we've summarized it very briefly here, and now going down, you have narrative description of what every part of that report means. So if you're looking at that red, yellow, green for a particular metric and you're saying, well, what is that? Here's your answer. It's going to tell you in narrative form what's going on in each of the metrics, in each of the regions, all the way down. It gives you some plain summary text as you go through in kind of common English language that you can describe to your client. So we're very excited about this because this means a clinician can go step by step quickly through a TheraQ, understand what's happening in that metric and what they need to share with their patient. Now, beyond that, you're going to have more questions. You're going to say, okay, well, let's say we have, let's pick a metric. Let's go to, how about theta beta ratio in the central region? You want to take a look at that?
I know I'm always in trouble on that one.
That's always an important one.
This is my brain. But... So
if you look here, we have a good bit of narrative text. This is all information about what that metric means. But this is, kind of written in a general kind of way with respect to this particular finding. Maybe you have a particular question about that. Well, this leads us to the next component of this new product, which is a chatbot, the TheraQ AI chatbot here. All you have to do is ask yourself, here was a previous question about alpha shift at 293%. Congratulations on that.
That's a lot of alpha. I'm not sure if that's a good thing. I used to be told that was a good thing, but I think with updated literature and research, you might have some other additional details about that, don't you?
Yeah, let's say it's a lot of a good thing. Let's put it that way. There's kind of an idea of artistic temperament when you have a high scale there, and I've seen that in you on a tech side.
It's right there, rat high side, clinical estimate, oversensitive shift. Oh boy, eye closure, flaccid system was alpha.
Yes.
What does that say about my excessive alpha? Zoned out. Wow, I've never done that before. I don't know what this thing is talking about.
Yeah, all of this information is coming out of the TrueBearing method. It's coming out of research that is available. We also, where there is clinical evidence but not yet overt research evidence, we indicate that. We will tell you there's some clinical indication of a particular finding, but we don't yet have full-blown research. So you're able to nuance your interpretation in that way. So as you can see, you can ask any question of any one of these metrics in the report. It's going to talk about, give you information about what are the possible causes of that particular finding, what are the possible effects of that particular finding, how it relates to other parts of the brain. For instance, that CZ alpha shift at CZ also connects with CZ alpha shift at O1 in the back of the head. And so you can get, I think that's further down, you can get some information about that.
Should we ask that question about CZ theta beta ratio?
Sure, let's do that.
Okay, I'm just going to ask the question, what does resting theta beta ratio at CZ, a 3.02 mean? I think I have an inkling what it means, so let's wait for AI to tell us what's going on over there.
Yeah, so you would ask that question if you want to go even a little deeper than what we saw in the narrative report, and it's going to think about it here for a moment. It's typing.
Thinking hard.
It is thinking hard. Might have a theta beta ratio problem. Okay, here we go. So if you come up to the top, this is answering the question of what is theta beta ratio at rest at CZ. It gives you the precise definition of that particular neurometric down through here. It gives you the formula, so you know precisely where this is coming from. It gives you the interpretive ranges here and a description of what each of them mean. And then now we get to the specific question, which is a resting theta beta ratio of 3.02 at CZ, well into the red zone. We've got elevated theta in relation to mid beta at rest. So that's an imbalance and would suggest some potential impairment operating at less than capacity. A little scary to think of what your true capacity might be if we were pushing into the green here.
I try not to think about that too often.
So what we have here, these are 5 different areas that are commonly associated express traits when you have a red or a yellow zone score in that area. Those of you who are familiar with the method, you'll be reminded then that you can potentially be at risk, depending on risk and protective factors, of issues around somatic distress, attention difficulties, concentration difficulties, emotional dysregulation, interpersonal adaptation. So now you're in this decisional process, which is really the purpose of the TheraQ, is to identify latent traits like that theta beta ratio score and how it matches up with express traits that an individual has. And then from there you would define a protocol. Yeah, so this is a little more information about other metrics that will sort of nuance the interpretation of that high theta beta ratio at CZ. For instance, we've got interpreting alongside not just theta beta ratio at rest, but theta beta ratio under demand, under task, and then the shift from the one to the other. That's a fairly significant contextual interpretation that you want to have. So one of the things I love about this report is not just giving you individual results, just a laundry list of results. It's giving you a nuanced contextual interpretation, so you get a sense of how the brain is functioning as a whole.
Well, that's truly fantastic. Thank you, Dr. Brown. So I really like that you've got these related interpretations, related metrics to the metric that was in question, because oftentimes I've got questions from users all the time. Okay, so we've got this metric that is here. What does that mean particularly to the specific region and the specific expression? But oftentimes people forget to interpret that in context with other metrics that are correlated. So I really love what you've done here in terms of the correlated alongside of the metric in question. So if I were to understand it correctly, anybody who's going through a report with TrueBearing Standard subscription can now ask any question about a particular metric or number in their report?
Exactly. One of the things I really am very excited about this report is you can not only do that, you can do it in real time.
Wow.
If you are in a session with a patient and they ask a question and you're a little stumped, you don't have to tap dance. You can say, well, let's ask the system, and it will give you an answer. One of the things I also want to just emphasize about this, we've approached this in a way that this is drawing not from kind of random information of questionable quality about brain functionality. This is drawing specifically from all the information we've gathered inside the TrueBearing method. Now, you don't have to be a practitioner of the TrueBearing method to participate in that, to benefit from it. Because it's all basically about brain functionality, but the information, everything that's drawn from here is reliable and validated. You can trust it. You're not getting random kind of answers, which sometimes an LLM AI will give you fairly random answers. This does not do that. It gives you very targeted answers.
Absolutely zero slop there. Very good to understand. Okay. Well, I think most of our users will really be assured and feel good about that. That everything that you're presenting here is coming from strictly validated, research-supported sources. So, well, thank you very much, Dr. Brown. This is very exciting.
You are welcome. I want to say one last thing, which is Alex and I have been in our respective kitchens cooking very hard to come up with this over the last number of months. This is really the first of just a whole series of new features around assessment and treatment that we are very excited about. So stay tuned.
You heard it from the source, Dr. Nathan Brown, and from Washington, D.C., APA 2026, I'm Alex Nee. Thank you for being with us.